Hey guys, welcome back to Maxcellent build orders, where I present to you build orders in a greater detail. Today I'm gonna tackle a build order for the Imperial Guard, as there was a guy in the YouTube comments asking for a Imperial Guard build order, a standard one. I have one that I have practiced a bit because of the Invitational 1 and 2 from Imperial Guard on Meeting of Minds. I think Meeting of Minds is a pretty good map for Imperial Guard, as you can total quite well to get to a point where you can then overwhelm your opponent in later tier 2 or early tier 3 if you so desire. So Meeting of Minds is a map where you can get to tier 3 a bit more easily than on other maps. So that's why we gonna do a game, as I said, on Meeting of Minds. I have the settings already on. I have all the different IG units on that I will probably not use, but just to have it on for the funsies, I guess. So let's jump into it. As usual, before we start, we want to think what we want to do. We want to send our Tech Priest engines here to one of the choke points. I can show it in the minimap. You have this choke point here and this choke point here, and vice versa on the other map. I prefer to send it to this or this point, because then you have this point already covered with an infantry command and can focus most of your attention over here, or have something to jump into for if this point is attacked. So that's why we will send our engines here on our way to this point and then queue up 2 guardsmen in the HQ before then queuing up more units. So this is what we do. We're on the top side, so we send him down. You can do it with hotkeys, of course. Build an infantry command over here and queue a plasma generator over here. But I use some nitty-gritty things that I will tell you in a second. You see the capping order unfold in a moment. I will hotkey my buildings for now, hotkey my units. This is our guardsmen. So we do 2 guardsmen into another Tech Priest energy into conscripts. Pause really quick why this is. Usually you only go for 2 capping squads with Imperial Guard, but Meeting of Minds has 1 point more than usual and pretty safe relics, so critical location, so you can make use of a conscript squad pretty well. So that's why I prefer this over, let's say, a commissar, which would be the normal follow-up to this. The capping order is this guy caps this and this point and then stays defensive. The second guardsman takes this point, then moves back here and stays defensive, and the conscript take over this point and then get the duty to move to all the critical locations and might or might not die on the way. It's better, of course, to keep them alive, but it wouldn't be the biggest issue if they die on their way through. From the infantry command, we will get the command squad, but yeah, you will see later that we will keep it a bit defensive. A little trick I use: if you want to have your Tech Priest engine into a tunnel as soon as it builds, you right-click that it builds, then you hold Shift-click and right-click again. So he builds it, and once he is finished building, then the second command kicks in, which sends him immediately into the building. Because I want to use the tunnel network to save some walking time, which is, especially in the early game, for build order efficiency, very good. As soon as this is done, he will jump in and rebuild a command squad, send him over here. He will not build this generator. He will, however, go over here and be more in time to go there unless he walked. Not sure if he saved a lot of time, but we did it that way, right? Okay, then he moves over there. This Tech Priest engine here will do this plasma generator and then jump into HQ, and the conscript will go over here. Our dude is out. We will not immediately move over the map and not get him a retinue right away, because we need a requisition for the points to be started. Normally you would always send your command squad over as soon as you can. In this particular, this depends on the enemy. If you expect early aggression around this area, where a relic is and everything, it is better to keep your command squad like in this area for, let's say, a few seconds, 20 seconds or so, that you can establish a turret here and stuff. So you have this point secured. It is more important to have this point secured than to harass your opponent in this particular instance, and I think this is also true general for Imperial Guard. You want to secure your points, which is more important than denying your opponent's points. So we will now move these conscripts over to their orders. And he's now ready, he can jump over here. And as soon as he is done, we will get him out and give him this order to get this point. I think now we could add one guy, yes we can. And we want to get a turret over here. So we wait a bit until this is more or less secured. And then we move on. You see that we will have a few points in our base that are not yet kept, but this is okay. This is absolutely okay. We want to make sure that we more or less immediately get this point started and then we can move out. Because then this cannot be easily harassed. These guys can fight back if they need to. These guys can move over here if they need to. And the first point to upgrade is actually this point because this is the farthest out. Otherwise we have these points on this side. And yeah, all goes quiet for now. We can now also queue up a Psycho. We have the CNG boys and can harass their builders a bit. So if they got Screamers, for example, this would be a good point to have these guys around. And now we can actually harass a bit the outer points with our command squad. I won't do the biggest investment in terms of harassment, but a bit of harassment doesn't hurt. Okay, he did go for the Demon Gate after all. And now it would be cool to get these guys from capping this point. So the eye of course is a bit slower. At this point. At this point. And then we have all our points started. We actually killed them. Make a little soul strip for this guy. Was troubles. And with the Screamers we do not want it. It's only 4 Screamers. We might can tangle with them, but we need to make sure to stay out of the reach of the Sorcerer Lord. What we can now do is actually add a Commissar now that we are at this position. Normally you would need to defend now a bit against some light pressure, then you would need to set some requisition to reinforcing guardsmen and stuff. But as it is an eye, we can yeah, be a bit annoying to them, and we can build some points. We want to get about 2 points upgraded before we think about even starting tier 2. We have now 2 more generators being built, and then we should more or less have enough to take up soon-ish. Yeah. Normally you would need to reinforce a bunch. I just do the out of habit here. Get the points on the outside, and now you see if you need to reinforce a bit more, you see the resources align pretty well for you to go to tier 2. There you go. And pause. This is now the point where the build order deviates depending on what you want to play. There's, I think, traditionally 2 options to play the tier 2 game. That is either upgraded guardsmen with heavy weapons and all the upgrades from the tactical control, or vehicle spam. The first one you wouldn't need as much power, so you would focus on getting your points upgraded to get a lot of requisition, get your tactical control in time, so you can get all the upgrades in tier 2 and get the good weapons and stuff. Then you would get also 1 Chimera or 2 to support your infantry, but you would stay mostly on infantry. Your anti-vehicle would rely on heavy weapon teams, upgraded turrets, and a sentinel if you need to. That would be the one way. The other way would be vehicle spam. Vehicle spam would be a lot of chimeras, a hellhound maybe, depending on how fast you can tag up. Hellhounds usually are better if you are either keeping them secret and surprise your opponent, and or if you attack faster than your opponent, so you have a hellhound killing their economy before they can actually counter it. So it would be chimeras and a hellhound or 2 and stuff like that. But as Unification introduces the air command, there's a third way which I will present here, which is building the air command. The air command has a downside that you get not anti-vehicle stuff from the air command in tier 2. So your anti-vehicle would rely on upgraded turrets and heavy weapon teams. So you see you're very defensive and turtley, and this is how I'm gonna play it. Building the air command, getting a relatively fast tier 3 to get then the Vulture gunship, I think it's called, which is very strong as out as soon as I can. And I want to support this with Cassicans and Ogrins, for which I will get, of course, the priests out as well. So this is my game plan. Another thing that I like to do, especially in Meeting of Minds, is, or what you should do in Meeting of Minds, is think about these 2 Slack deposits. Traditionally, this one is more on your side than this, but if there's a lot of fighting going on over here, you might as well get this one. The thing is, the idea is to have a builder, a tech priest engines here, at this point, as soon as you hit tier 2, so you can immediately get a Slack deposit. I even play this that way that I do not get a whole lot of generators in my base. You can leave it at 3, maybe get a 4th one, but don't get up to 6 because you rely on this point, and it's way more cost efficient to get the Slack deposit if you can manage to do it. The thermoplasma generator is like the most cost effective building in the game. You get your money back so quickly. It doesn't need to stand there for a minute and you already have your money back. Okay, so there you hear it. I want to get, they have a capping bug here, I see. So my idea is to get to the air command. For the air command, I will need some power, but otherwise I will send already my tech priest engines here over here, which I can give the number 4, so I can find it more easily. And yeah, you want to stay defensive. You see, I have no plans in staying aggressive over here as long as I can keep my opponent honest. I can find out where his troops are. Is he attacking me? Is he not? So the biggest downside, just to talk a bit more, of a very defensive build order on Meeting of Minds is actually this point in the middle. It's the take and hold victory. If the opponent is more active than you on the map, which he usually is with this kind of build order, he will get the middle point and the point at the bottom. So you will have to take and hold victory against you. So you need to think of a way to decapture this or this point. I will give you a solution when we are a bit farther into the game for this, a possible solution. It's not a be all end all. And if he is a bit earlier, then you can do this. Upgrade your points as much as you can. So you see I'm a little late on upgrading your points. I get reinforcing my guardsman doesn't hurt as well, and I need to make sure. So a normal player would have killed my tech priest engines here, or at least harassed him a lot. You see these conscripts are now fighting, so they now move back and stay in the garrison. I have these guardsmen supporting here. I have the command spot over here, and we're even getting my final upgrade over here. And this guy is then starting to build the air command, so I will actually cancel it a bit, so I have the have it in time. So you see I pile up a bit of requisition. This is because I want to have this and to have this built immediately. I can reinforce my guys a bit more, and what is actually more important than reinforcing them is to get a heavy weapon team for my anti-vehicle. I also can upgrade this with missile turrets here, so I have some anti-vehicle over here, and I will add later on a turret around here to have some anti-vehicle options there as well. Other than that, I want to keep my command squad out to keep the opponent honest. One that an opponent that would attack me a bit better would have harassed it already quite well. Need a second one of these as well. And I'm standing here in my defensive position. Can use some abilities. I want to get a temple, I just noticed. I want to get a lot of stuff early on. And I can get one Valkyrie assault carrier. I do not go too much into the assault carriers. This point should be up soonish. You can fight over here. So you see now at my position how I like it. So this is my Fish Pavoni actually kicking in. Can get in the other conscript, so I have a big old shooting gallery over here. One vulture gunship is on the way. Get the power upgrade as well. This guy is done here. You can actually, these guys I would normally need to fight with me, but I know the AI. Is my heavy weapon team out? Probably died already. So I want to set it up, of course. This is the assault carrier. You see these guys dealing a hell lot of damage. Can you please set up? See these guys keeping me honest quite well. Even killing a point, which is okay. You see the eye actually fights back quite well. I want to get these priests out because they can be good on their own. Okay, we have infiltration, so that's the issue over here. Those guys can just go around the map, do stuff. So you see, I would have needed the other guys here as well. The AI is not decapping, which I find quite nice of them. And then we have the second guy who moves actually. Oh, this is actually the first guy. The other one died. So we want to have two actually, and want to get the last cannon. Actually, now we didn't need it, but you know what I mean. So my solution for the decapping dilemma, I can actually show it here. If the AI would have now, let's say the opponent has the 2 points and the take and hold victory is kicking in, we will actually use the points over here. As my second priest, is he outside here? Yeah, you can move over here just to check. We actually use the Valkyries over here to get to this point, because normally the opponent will not think about that you will get this point, because you would need to go over here and then what you would see you and stuff like that. But getting actually the assault carrier, which helped us defend against infantry over here, sorry, is a bit of a surprise thing that you would normally not see. Vanquish over here. You go over here. Another thing why it is nice to have these points over here, this is not what I'm building right now, but if you go for the vehicle thingy, normally you can put a basilisk here that is really good defended. Actually, what I also need to do is, where's my other builder? Oh, here. Get a mechanized command just for having the pop, because they take 3 pop and I want to have all of them. And I need to get my tactical control in time so I can get the upgrades for my Kazakhstan. Another thing that is good here, we can actually check with the Valkyrie assault carrier. Now if there's a thingamajigs, we are so good, we can actually get this upgrade here as well. You see, they have actually taken hold, but not for long. We keep them here so we can get out again. Tier 3 is now out, so we want to get the Vulture gunship. We want to get more of these. We want to get the Kazakhstan quarters, and we will then move out with all our infantry, our command squad, and these flyers. And then we want to make a big push to the opponent. We can now check if they have the... They do not, that's nice, so we can actually keep them honest over here. And for these, there's the question what we do with this. We can get the basilisk as we have so much power going on now. So I would actually get a basilisk, or even as we have the big economy going, we can think about tier 3 at tier 4. But for now, I think this is our second flyer. As soon as we have him, we send him over here. Send him over here. We want to get our Kazakhstan. We actually need more infantry. Where's our conscripts?
I'm here. Where are the troops needed?
This bugged out a bit because he was over wrong terrain. Is he moving? Now he is. Oh, I killed my assault carrier, not my... It's a bit sad. I didn't wanted to. And now we have the tactical control. We will get some weapons on them and then we move out. Our Kazakhstans are coming in. The heavy weapons we do it last. Get more of these priests and then we do a big push over here. We could have pushed a bit earlier already with these guys over here, but it's okay. We can also split our attention to send our infantry over here and our vehicles on one side, but for now we keep it that way. I think I get the command squad over to get a big old strafing run. We want to get one of these guys, of course, to decapping duty. There's a lot going on over here, so we have actually a fight on our hands. Can get another requisition upgrade, not on this point. At this point, have this guy now setting up, he can get an autocannon. And our other guys will take over here. So you see we have the already big old pincer move going on. And the question is now, what do we get more? I wanted to get a Basilisk maybe now that we are pressured this hard. The only map and only point where I would recommend a LP3 would be this point. It is not cost effective in terms of economy. It is, however, a way to make this point with the turret and everything more or less unkillable, which is always nice to have. The Kazakhan upgrade is through. We now can think about where are our priests? Here we have 2 more priests. And we can get to these guys over here. You don't need to capture this. It's enough if we cap this. I'm not microing this at all, which is bad. Need to focus these guys on the vehicle stuff. Get the commands put in for detection and even is stun. And keep this guy ready with the Commissar ability. Now the question is, I can get the Okran quarters, I can get a Javelin team, stuff like that, but for that I would need another infantry command, which is I'm placing just here. It would be better over here, of course. The strafing run, I'm not sure if the strafing run went through or not, but yeah, I hope you still get the general idea of this build, that you want to have a strong tier 3 push, get some upgrades for your guardsmen when you're already here. But you see, you delay the upgrades of the guardsmen to be early on tier 3, and then the big kicker is normally these flyers. You can think even get the Marauder Bomber if you want to, or I would recommend either to get the one Valkyrie Assault Carrier with it. The Basilisk here is in a very good position, so you see he covers a lot, has 2 listening posts, a weapon teams and everything in his way as well. We could, if you want to, send some chimeras in, because just we can get another power upgrade. And as you see, we lost the bigger generator. We want to replace it if possible in the later games as well. Focus this guy down and stun it if possible. Can get one guy over here to repair. And then yeah, after we upgraded these points, get last tech priest engines here as well. And yeah, just a click to victory for now. Javelin team, where is it? Actually 2 Javelin teams, they can move on and be our backup in the front line. Decapping their points as well, because they can move over here. And yeah, so this is it. Playing a bit for the late game, as you can on Meeting of Minds. Actually 2 with these guys, okay. Getting their weapon upgrade as well. And other than that, we want to get more generators at this point. Use the crack grenade against infantry as well. Fanaticism, take down this strong turret over here. Our command squad died actually. It's dead. Okay, our javelin teams are at crack duty, so they did kill already everything, and now I think we only need to kill the HQ, and then we're done. Okay. We only have one camera, I think we did. One aircraft did die as well. You see our vehicle pop is now pretty full because of the camera as well, but yeah, just getting some stuff being used here. There's a rebuild Exalted Sorcerer, so you would want to rebuild your command squad, of course, and stuff like that, but I'm getting a little bit sloppy now here. I'll focus everything on this. Can you please get our morale back? Okay, so this is the build order I wanted to show. There's a lot more nitty-gritty to this, of course. This is against the AI, and I could make a few bad decisions here and there and still be okay. So usually you would be a bit more on the defensive early on. The AI let me build up pretty nicely. Yeah, but the idea is to have a strong tier 3 timing with the vulture, heavy gunship, and Kazakhans and stuff like that, and then move in your command squad as well for some support with the strafing run and stuff like that. And then yeah, fill in your lines as you need. If you need to be a bit more defensive in tier 2, and because of your reinforcing not get a lot of power, you can get a basilisk. The basilisk, as I said, is in this position over here, very good because you have 2 listening posts and a turret, and maybe even a heavy weapon teams. The position for the heavy weapon teams, I have it here to cover this point, and you could have it even back here if you're like fighting for this territory. It's better to have it over here with the long range support. Yeah, so this is the build order. If you have any question, leave it in a comment. And yeah, other than that, as usual guys, thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Bye bye.